What's going on? Welcome to a Sunday Q&A at the Junkyard. So I'm down at the Junkyard today. Actually, let me clean the camera. I always forget to do that. So down at the Junkyard today, had to grab some stuff, drop some stuff off, and I just kind of want to get into really what's been happening. So I've been working on the charger a lot, but I have been doing a lot of stuff on the side. Not really enough to make a video, but I really have been doing something with the old Magnum, and I think it's going to make a few people mad. So I ended up, we'll have a video about it, but the old Magnum, I pulled all the drivetrain out of it, and I'm going to go drop it off, or I already dropped the engine and tranny off. I know a guy that needed a 6.4 swap, and after race week, it really did well, but at the end of the day, it's just one of those things. I'd rather have more power, and turboing the 6.4, it takes a lot of money. So instead of turboing the 6.4, I could just put a red eye swap in this, which is what's going to eventually happen to it. So it's going to still come back, but when I do the red eye swap, before I do the red eye swap, I'll end up converting the front end to the newer style just to do it, and I'll repaint the whole car just so it looks nice, fix all the damage from when it fell off the lift, just because it's been bothering me. Get a new window in there and just kind of go from there. So it's not going away forever. It's just one of those things. I'll have a video. I'm gonna go head over and pretty much finish the video up. Go check the dude's truck out. So he's doing an old Dodge pickup with a 6.4, and I'm probably gonna actually have to end up helping him wire everything in, because he still wants everything to work. He's going to use the column. I told him that he should use the column and all the displays and stuff, and integrate the gauge cluster display into the older dash and the 8-track stuff. So yeah, I think it'll be pretty interesting as it progresses. I mean, it's not my project, but I'll kind of keep track of it, just because it's I know the guy, and it's where the 6.4 out of the Magnum went. I mean, I wouldn't mind doing a build like that, but right now I have so much stuff going on with the Charger project. I don't want to just add another project to it, even though I'm saying that I'm probably gonna buy a project tomorrow. But it won't be such an intense project. It'll just be getting a car running. So yeah, I'm just, at the end of the day, it's disappointing that I'm not gonna be able to drive this thing around anymore, because it is fun. It was fun, really fun. But yeah, we'll get it back up and running. I mean, don't be too sad about it. Once the other charger's done, I'll refresh this one, and maybe I'll do a giveaway on this first, and then the Hellcat, and then the new charger eventually, after I get tired of it. So who knows? We'll see what happens. Maybe I'll just have a line of Dodge giveaways or something. But let's see what you guys are saying. Good afternoon. What's going on? When are you gonna paint and finish the interior? Eventually. What's up, Dave? Much love from Florida. What's going on? Good morning. Hello from Estonia. What's going on? Rich Rebuilds also recently bought an old Mini. Yeah, I swear, it's literally, I buy something, it seems like everything I buy, somebody else like buys it after I post the video. But it's one of those things. There's not that many cars. Hopefully he doesn't do what I want to do to my Mini, but we'll see. We'll see who gets there first. Well, he'll probably get there first, because he has a team of people working on shit. But yeah, I mean, it's cool. I mean, the old Minis are really cool. His is a really nice one, so I'd really be sad to cut that one up. But mine, it's already modified, so it doesn't break my heart as much as his looks pretty well from the thumbnail. I really didn't watch the video, but it looks pretty nice in the thumbnail. So yeah, it's one of those things. I mean, we'll see. I mean, that's the whole automotive scene. There isn't that many cars, and you gotta just kind of figure it out. Hey Dave, I have the same Magnum. Well, not exactly awesome work. Thanks. Let's see. Hello from Kentucky. What's going on, Roger? Your videos have me seriously consider Challenger 392 Scat Pack. I mean, it's definitely worth it. They're quick. I mean, the Magnum was running 13s, it would have probably ran in the 12s, but that whole super track pack button situation that I didn't know that you had to go into another menu to actually turn it up. But I mean, it still is running 13, so I mean, who knows? It might have not done better, but they're supposed to run like a 12.9, so I was getting very, very close at the 13.0 whatever. So okay. I was once in your shoes. I said I was on one, and then said, young man, there's no real need to. What? I don't know what the hell that's talking about. That's weird. Dave, can you explain how you are going to make the hatch work and look right on the Magnum? I'm still a little confused. So I'm pretty much just going to graft the Magnum hatch into the Charger trunk. So I was actually thinking about it. At the end of the day, I really don't want the hatch to be two pieces welded together with a bunch of, with a bunch of different pieces grafted into it, and it'll be really heavy. So the issue is I want the car to be light. I want it to be fast. I want it to perform well. So I'm trying to keep it as light as possible. That's why I'm not putting a panoramic sunroof. Well, one of the reasons I'm not putting any sunroofs or panoramic sunroof in there. And that's why I'm doing the carbon roof. So I probably can make the carbon roof, and it'll most likely be around a pound to 2 pounds, something very, very light. The stock roof, I think, weighs it's pretty heavy. I feel like it's 25 to 50 pounds. So, and the hatch is probably pretty close to that as well. So I'm probably going to end up doing the hatch in carbon fiber as well. I think it makes a lot more sense. I just feel like it would look weird if the roof was carbon fiber and then, the hatch is so long on the top. So if we look at the roof, so the whole roof will be carbon fiber, and then you'd have like this weird spot that's just painted. So I'm also probably going to end up moving this antenna onto the hatch so it doesn't look so weird. I just feel like it's way in the, looking at it just looks weird. So, or I might integrate it into the wing. I'm not exactly sure. Just get rid of it all together and make it totally smooth. But yeah, the hatch, what I want to do is do it out of carbon fiber, and then I'll end up painting the cutoff. Like once the window gets there, I'll just paint it so it looks painted, and then it'll match really good. So there's still a lot of stuff to figure out. It's pretty close. I already cut it and kind of fitted it, so it really just needs to be cut a little bit more. I could tack everything in, and then I could start supporting it and welding the back support and getting it so it's 100% rigid and it fits well, and I could body work it with the quarter panels. And then once it's body worked, I could paint it. I could just use some cheap paint or something like that just to make the mold, and then do carbon fiber. So with a carbon fiber hatch, I probably could really keep the weight down. I'd probably be saving like at least 50 pounds or more between the roof and the hatch. So that's a plan. We'll see what happens, but I definitely was thinking about it, and I was like, really, I don't want a 2-piece hatch, but we'll see what happens. And I didn't want the roof to be half carbon and half painted. I think it would look weird. But so how's the FC? Actually, the funny thing about that is I drove the FC. I haven't driven the FC in probably a couple months, and it broke down. So it didn't break down, but the heater hose developed a hole in it. So I have one coming, and it's over at Trevor's brother's house. So later today, once the hose comes, I think it's coming at like 3 or 4. Whenever they call me, I'll pick it up, and I'll put a new coolant temp sensor. So I actually this whole time didn't think the coolant temp sensor was reading correct. But yeah, that hose developed a hole, and I was like, man, why is the temperature coming up? So by the time I got to his house, it was like a little bit above half. I turned it off. So I was really luckily that it developed a hole like right down the street from his house, because if it would have broke down, I would have had to get it towed and stuff like that. So yeah, I should be able to throw a new heater hose on there, coolant temp sensor. I'll make a video of it because I didn't have a camera when I was driving over there because it was his birthday yesterday. But yeah, it was just one of those things. It was just like, man, it always never fails. But we'll get her back up and running. Hello from Portugal. What's going on? Are you planning to paint the Hellwagon and the FC together? No, I'm not. There's no. I don't want the FC to be blue in the first place. And when you're painting a car, you just have shit everywhere. So you have to have every piece of the car off to. Most people don't do that because they YouTube and everything, or most body shops will do insurance jobs and they won't pull the whole car apart because they're just paint matching it. But to change a car's color, if you want to do it correctly, and if you want it to look good and last a long time, you're gonna have to strip the whole car down. So the Charger, when I paint it, I'm gonna pull all the wiring out of it, all the fuse boxes. I need to do that anyway. Get it 100% stripped, get it 100% clean, so when I'm painting it, it doesn't blow anything around. I'll probably paint the interior first, or paint some of the interior just so it's relatively the same color, and then I'll paint the body. Then I'll paint the doors, then I'll paint the hatch, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. When you're painting something that big, it's a big car. The FC isn't as big, but you only have so much room in a paint booth. If you want it to look good, you're not going to want to overwhelm yourself painting it. So, I'm not going to paint two cars at the same time. I'm not going to paint all the stuff for the Charger at the same time. It just doesn't make sense. It just overwhelms you. Then you end up missing spots, getting the clear dry. It's just a nightmare. So yeah, we'll eventually get the FC painted, but it's not going to happen for probably a while. I like driving it around. To me, it looks good because it's kind of ratty, but it's kind of nice at the same time. So did you ever decide on the name of the Hellwagon? So yeah, we came up with a Rampage. I think that's where it's pretty much locked in. But did you learn how to weld by self-taught, or did you go to school for all your talent? So I pretty much self-taught myself most of the stuff I know. So, I did go to school for mechatronics, and then I did automotive and business. But it's one of those things. Most of the stuff I learned, I taught myself just by trial and error. It's the best. To me, it's the best way to learn, because if you mess up once and you're spending money on it, most likely you're not going to mess up again. So let's see. Seen a picture floating around of a shortened Chevy Avalanche. It's kind of janky, but done right, it looked like a Blazer should have been. Thought about you when I saw the fab work. Tight. Morning, Dave from Australia, 4:30 a.m. Nice. Let's see. What color are you painting the Hellcat? Blue. When Rampage is finished, will you do a head-to-head with the Hellcat drag and road course? Head-to-head with the Hellcat? I don't really think it would. It's going to be all-wheel drive, so it's going to destroy a Hellcat every day of the week. But I'd probably do it against something else that's maybe like a Trackhawk, because it'd be, they'd both be all-wheel drive. Mine would be putting more horsepower down, but it'd be better to do something that's more comparable. So, let's see. How's the engine coming for the Magnum? So it's pretty much just sitting here. I haven't done anything with it. It's just a mock-up engine for right now, or mock-up block and a tranny. But once I get to that, I'll order all the stuff. It doesn't take too long to have a block machined and have head CNC'd and stuff like that. So, and I can assemble the engine. I can pretty much do all the measurements, but I don't have the machines to put liners in or anything like that. So I don't really need to put liners in, but since I want to do a 426, just to be safe, I want this thing to last, I'll put some thicker liners in and just kind of go from there. So, and I really haven't researched it much, but these might not even need liners, because sometimes the actual material is too thin, and if you go through it, you just have to put liners in. So it's some research I'll have to do and figure out, but I definitely want it to get built right, and I know if I build it, it will be done right. So Good afternoon, Dave. It's 12:50 over here in Chicago. Tight. Let's see. Let's see. Can't wait till the next video. Yeah, I wish it was easier to, I wish there was more time in a day so I could make a video a day, but um I don't know, it'd be like almost, and most of the stuff I'm doing clean, like the Mini Cooper stuff, trying to get the oil pan and the engine rebuilt, just pulling it apart and getting all of the stuff cleaned up just takes so much time, because it's, you can only do so many pieces at a time. It's just like the charger. I mean, you can only weld so much at a time. You don't want to warp the panels, anything like that. So hopefully once all this craziness is done with all the body fab stuff and we're just doing paint and body, it'll be, closer to a video a day, or maybe 2 or 3 a week or something like that. So we'll kind of ramp it up. Looking forward to the final finish. Tight. Let's see. Sniffing a lot. No, it's just dry out today. You know, I don't really get allergies, but I think when my nose gets dry, it just kind of gets sniffly. Let's see. Have you ever considered reshaping the Magnum hatch design to coincide with the Charger design cues? I mean, it kind of already flows with it, but in the beginning stages, I wanted to pretty much make my own hatch, make my own rear inner structure for the back. But at the end of the day, it's then I'd have to make a custom glass, and it'd just be like so much custom stuff using the original Magnum hatch, which I would like it to be a little bit more sleek in the back. It's it's gonna work at the end of the day, but I would have liked to make a bunch of stuff, but the issue is making it and then finding somebody to make a custom glass, and the glass is curved, so I mean the glass would be like $2,000, and then I have to make quarter windows, which I wanted the quarter windows to actually butt up to the doors like the Charger, so it would have just been a whole piece of glass. So I mean, it is what it is, but it's still gonna look good. It's gonna flow with the car. I mean, the everything's rounded enough on the Magnum stuff to pretty much line up with the Charger, how the Charger's rounded, especially because how the Magnum Magnum hatch and inner structure ends in the sheet metal, it pretty much flows with that edge to the point of the where the trunk line is. So I think it pretty much works, but I mean, we'll see what happens. Let's see. Your work is awesome. Thanks. Where's the Scat Pack Magnum? I don't see him. Haven't seen it in a long time. So it's right here. I started the beginning of the video off. I'll have a video why I pulled the drivetrain out of it, but it'll come back. So turbo single rotor Mini Cooper would be hella cool. I actually thought about doing like a 13B in the Mini Cooper, but because it's small, it'd fit. But I want to do something else. I was thinking about K series all-wheel drive in it, but I don't know if I'm going to do that anymore. We'll see. I might do something totally different and see what happens. Okay, what's your plans for glass window trim, and are you concerned with the potential surprises with the interior? So there shouldn't be very many surprises. The Charger interior will work all the way to the back, and then all the Magnum interior should fit in there, and I'm probably going to end up modifying a few things here and there, but it should all work. It should be pretty easy. All the back stuff all the glass should work. Actually, all the glass will work. I probably need to take some of the glass with me today. Maybe I'll wait a couple more days, but I need to figure that out. and kind of figure the quarter windows and all the sheet metal there. But yeah, it shouldn't be too hard to get all that stuff in. What's up, Dave? Love the build so far. Thanks. Glad you're not sick. I don't really get sick too much. I don't even remember when the last time I was sick. So, any worries on the torsional stiffness on the rear end of the Rampage? There doesn't look to be much in the way of bracing. So it's pretty much all just the inner structure. I think it's probably more rigid than it was as a Charger because it has that whole back section that connects into the back of the trunk area. And it really doesn't matter. Even if I did leave all that stuff out of there, the only thing that really adds strength to it, even without any of that stuff, when I cut it all off the back, the unibody didn't flex or anything. So it's I don't really think it matters, but I think it's probably going to be a little bit more stiffer than it was, because the Magnum seems like it's a lot stiffer than the Hellcat is, the Challenger. So especially in the back, when I was getting wheel hop on this, it just seemed like, and when I get wheel hop in the Hellcat, it just seems like this is more stiff than, because the Hellcat almost seems like it kind of like, I don't know, it seems like it flexes when it gets wheel hop. But yeah, ECU tuning, I'm probably just gonna tune a stock ECU, and if the glass ever breaks, back to square one. Don't skip me, David. Jesse, get out of here. Dave, will this be a show rig? So no, it'll be really nice, but I do plan on taking it to the track, driving it around. I don't really build any of my cars as show cars. I obviously like them to be nice, and I like the body lines to be nice. And, I do want it to look good. I don't want it to, just be half-assed or anything like that. I've always done that with all my builds. But no, I plan on driving around. I plan on taking it across country. I was planning on taking the Hellcat across country until all this crap happened, but maybe next year I'll take the Hellcat, and then I'll take the Charger around. So and I'll probably end up dailying the Charger. So it will definitely be used. It's not going to be sitting around. It'll probably sit around as much as the Hellcat, which I try to drive the Hellcat 2 or 3 times a week. Imagine a Mini with a turbo diesel. Yeah, I thought about that as well. But if the Magnum looks bad, good after it's all done, what do you think of making a truck from a Mopar car? If I did, I'd just do a Challenger. Have you seen the Miata with a Hellcat engine? A Hellcat RX-7 would be killer. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the whole reason behind making the Charger all-wheel drive is it's fun for, the first couple of times when you're driving the Hellcat around. Even the Hellcat, I mean, I couldn't imagine a Miata with a Hellcat engine. It just wants to bake the tires off. So that's why I'm making the Charger all-wheel drive, so I can actually hook to the ground. A Miata is just so light with a super 700 horsepower engine. It'll be fun, but I mean, driving it around is just kind of, I mean, it'll just bake the tires. I mean, you won't be able to do 200 miles an hour in a Miata. So, the plan is to actually be able to, like the Hellcat, do 200 miles an hour, or do whatever it does. But plus, Hellcat swapped RX-7, Hellcat swapped anything that's in a super light chassis. It would be very, very sketchy. Let's see. What are your plans for the rear interior sections blend with the rest of the car's interior? That's the plan. Let's see. Have you thought of finish colors, or still up for debate? I'm really going towards the blue. I've looked at a bunch of colors, but it's just like the blue is just I think that's the best selection for the car. Have you ever thought about doing a Ram build maybe? I don't know. I mean, I'm really not into the Rams. They've not changed their design of the truck for like 20 something years. So are you gonna patent your project? I mean, it'd be kind of funny, but no, I don't really care about that. Your skill with this build is amazing. I can't wait to see it finished. I mean, I can't wait to see it finished either. That'd be the day. FD and FC need to be with a rotary. Adam LZ's RX-7 looks so weird with an LS. Yeah, so I don't know. I like kind of keeping certain things to certain cars. I mean, I wouldn't pull my rotaries out of the if I did pull the rotaries or the 13Bs out of either one of those cars, I'd probably end up putting 20B or a 26B in them. So, I mean, they'd stay rotary. But, you know, the funny thing is, I'm not a super big, you know, not super knowledge. I wouldn't say I was super knowledgeable about the numbers and stuff, but I looked up the production numbers on my RX-7, the FD, and technically a 95 Brilliant Black FD. I think it's an R, it's an R1 or R2 touring, is more rare than the yellow one. So I think there's like 26 or 36 or something like that made of them. But I don't know. It's one of those things. I like my RX-7. I need to get it. I wish stuff wasn't on back order. It's just like so many things. You try to buy something and it's like back ordered. It's just like I just wish everything was back to how it was before. Like the beginning of the year before all this crap. So I could just order stuff and it'd come in like 4-inch titanium pipe. Order that. It'd come in. I could finish my exhaust and get all the rest of this stuff done. But hopefully one of these days. Love the car. Now Dodge is trying to copy what you are doing. They're not trying to copy anything. They're probably gonna end up building a station wagon because of Audi building that station wagon, but they're gonna be so far out. They still would have to design a car which they could, pretty much copy what I did or modify what I did, which would be very easy because they have all the drawings. I could probably go to Dodge, use all their drawings, design a brand new car in like a week. Then you'd have to produce a car, which you'd have to make all the custom sheet metal, and most of the stuff is pretty easy. But at the end of the day, they would have to crash test it and do all this, pass all these tests, have to, make sure the car passes all this crap before they could say they can produce it. So they would probably be at least 3 years out, probably at least 2 or 3 years out before they can release another station wagon. So it's going to be a while until they release one, unless they already have one in the works that they're not talking about, but I highly doubt it. So they're kind of behind the curve on this one. Please put a panoramic sunroof in the panoramic sunroof isn't that great. I don't know why people like them so much. They only open, it's like my F350. They only open half the way. I mean, how many times do you actually look out? How many times do you have the sunshade off of that thing? I never drive my truck around with the sunroof open. Or the panoramic sunroof open, and I never even open the sunshade. So it's one of those things. I'm really not a fan of sunroofs. I'm not really a fan of panoramic sunroofs. Hardtops are what I like. So, afternoon, Dave. When do you start the hearse project that I pointed? That actually looked pretty cool. I'd probably do. So the front wide body fenders looked really cool, but the rear with that wide body flare on it just kind of looked strange. So that would be kind of cool to get like one of these Magnums, or I mean, you almost have to use a Charger at the end of the day. Use like a Charger and then put a Challenger front end on it, and then use the Challenger wide body. I mean, you'd almost have to. I don't know. It'd be interesting, but maybe eventually. What's up, buddy from New York? What's going on, Devin? Did you ever find the trim for the VR4? I have not. I contacted a guy, but he hasn't got back to me on it. Good point on the Miata. Saw a couple of 5.0 swaps and just a glorified go-kart. Honestly, to each their own. I mean, they're cool. It's cool to have. How much power do you need in a Miata to bake the tires? I mean, it's a cool concept. I mean, it was all over the internet. It's a cool concept, but you're never going to be able to use all the power of that engine. Just it's so sketchy driving fast cars, especially fast drift cars. They're just like skating across the road. You're trying to do like 160 and they're just like all over the place. I mean, I couldn't imagine a Miata that has a short wheelbase, a heavy engine in the front. Yeah. You still do 3D print? Yeah, I'm actually 3D printing something right now at home, but I'll probably have a video out. Maybe I'll have a video out tomorrow of it. We'll see if it actually prints it, or if it, if the extruder jams and messes it up and I have to start it all over again. It's like a 7-hour print. So let's see. You have a lot of goofballs asking stupid stuff. Thanks for not giving them the time. I mean, it's people say some weird stuff on here. It's like, what do you do with your life? What up, Dave? What's going on? Hello from Scotland, Dave. Wow, charge them. Hold on. When do you think you'll have all the body work done? Can't wait till the engine and drivetrain go in. Love the channel. So the body work, I should have all the body work. We'll see. I should have it in high build by the end of the month. I should have all the sheet metal stuff done by the end of the week, and all the body sheet metal. I still need to make a roof skin and do some other stuff, but yeah. Herser shaggin' wagon. Here's a couple bucks in case you get those sign picks. Hold on. Here's a couple of bucks in case you get those sign picks up for sale. Yeah, I probably need to do something, but I appreciate it, man. You'll be famous one day. I don't know about that. I mean, it'd be cool to be able to do Cletus stuff, and like once some of the bigger YouTubers. I mean, I'd love to just be able to build, like get something and just fully instantly build it. Just buy all the parts. I mean, instead of having to buy, salvage, I'd probably still buy stuff from the auction and buy parts cards and stuff like that. But it would just be cool to be like, yeah, I just want to, like I want a 426. I'll just buy like a $26,000 Hellfin engine or something like that. But instead of building my own, I don't know if I'd rather build my own or not. But it would definitely be cool to just be able to, have that kind of money to actually throw around to build projects and build stuff on the channel, because I do try to pretty much recoup, or not recoup, but just throw everything back in that I make off of YouTube, which isn't really anything, but I try to throw all that stuff back in for the projects, which makes a little bit better. And once there's more money and stuff like that, if the channel does grow more and more, I could just keep doing that. I mean, really, it's not one of those things I'm like making money on YouTube to live on. I'm just making a little bit and I just throw it back in the projects, which helps out, or buy a GoPro or something like that. So let's see. Cletus is cool, but he destroys stuff and doesn't care. I like your channel better. Thanks. I mean, it's cool to race stuff, but I don't think I'd ever do, like, I don't know. It's just kind of weird. Most YouTubers get to like this point where they just want to make videos, but they don't want to put in the time they put in before when their channel first started. They kind of just want to, I don't know. It's like I don't know how to explain it, but I just would rather just keep building stuff. building it nice, building it right, even though if it takes a little bit longer. At the end of the day, even if I didn't have YouTube, I'd be doing the same thing. And at the end of the day, I have a nicer final product than if I was just like, well, I just want to get this done. Let's just, scuff this thing, paint it. You're not really going to be able to tell there's a bunch of dents and stuff on it on video. And then somebody sees it in person and they're like, oh man, this car looks like a piece of shit. But, I'm building cars because I'm going to drive them around. I want them to look good. And the Magnum, the original Magnum, did after it fell off the lift and everything, it kind of looked, kind of janky. But, it's one of those things that, like the 3000, I've been waiting forever to find a side skirt that has tabs on it. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's see. I used to haul parts for Ford, and just them trying to move production of the engine blocks from Canada to the US is major move. Basically getting blueprints and setting up lines and stuff takes years. Yeah, so the 5-liter Cummins engine we did for Nissan, it took I think it took like 5 years to set that line up or something like that. It was a pretty long time. Plus, they're designing the engine. They have to make all the robots and stuff be able to assemble the engine. So you have to program each robot. I mean, it's not an easy task. I mean, it's a lot of different pieces go into making an assembly line, and I don't think a lot of people don't understand how an assembly line works. And you have to make a program for each machine as as that piece, the engine goes down there, or like the robots assembling the bodies and stuff like that. It's definitely a lot of work. So it takes time, which companies, they have money. So they're just like, well, we'll just, 5 years is 5 years. We're still making money on the cars we make now. What are your thoughts on BASF? I'm not exactly sure what that is. New filament that is metal but prints in a standard 3D printer. I've never used it, so I don't know. Jesse is trolling. Jesse always trolls. Hi, Dave from California. DIY Gang has a Mazda Hellcat car already. Yeah, he has the Miata. He bought that from the guy that originally put that engine in. I think he wrecked it or something. But the original guy, I think he bought it from the auction. I can't exactly remember. But yeah, it's a cool car. I mean, I'm not saying it's not. It's just it's fast and it's gonna be sketchy driving it around. Lots of legal things. So really building a car is a major thing. Blueprints and certifying things is a huge one part alone, let alone worth a car. Hey Dave, have you not got any sponsorship to help your channel grow? No, I mean, I really don't have any companies like reaching out. It's funny because I know other YouTubers and they have, maybe it's just how I make my videos. Maybe it's because I don't really suck up to people. So I'm not exactly sure what it is, but I'm not really too worried about it. It'd be cool, but at the end of the day, I mean, I'm going to build the cars regardless. And the Charger is going to be a cool car. I mean, it's definitely going to go, somebody's going to take it to SEMA. Some company's going to want it. It's going to be the only one out there like it. And I mean, a lot of people are super stoked about it. So, I mean, it's going to be a cool Mopar. So racing does break things, but Cletus just destroys stuff because he has the money, no respect, just to trash stuff for content when most of us would treasure them. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, like the whole thing. So me and Trevor a long time ago built the Crown Vic, which the Turbo Crown Vic, we did like a challenge against. If everybody remembers, man, what were they called? It was Haggard Garage. If anybody remembers Haggard Garage, they're long gone now. But we did like a challenge against them. They like at the end of it, they lost. They were super sad about it and didn't want to really recognize that we won. But yeah, we built this burnout car, Crown Vic, pretty much used a 7.3 turbo, made a bunch of stuff for it, made intercooler piping, exhaust. It was pretty cool. It did like a minute or 2 minute or whatever we had to do burnout, killed it. But um, you know, Trevor took that to Florida, left at Cletus's. Supposedly someone stole it. Then it got jumped a bunch of times, and then it ended up in like an impound yard because, it's one of those things. So it's just like one of those things that's kind of irritating because it's it's something that you spent time building, and then it wasn't my car obviously, but just to see it get trashed for no reason is just for like it's just kind of irritating. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end the video here because I need to go do some stuff, and my dad keeps calling me. It's irritating. But yeah, I'll maybe have a video out tomorrow. We'll see what happens. But thanks for tuning into the live stream, and I'll see you guys next time.